The more hits we play, the more hits we get. URLradio.net. Stacy Sturm.
Trampas Johnson.
Okay, Trampas. Hallmark Christmas movies.
Man.
There's two kinds of people in this world. People that love Hallmark Christmas movies and us.
No, let's be fair. I love some of these movies.
Yeah.
Probably not for the same reasons that other people love them.
Yeah.
But I love them. Because I have seen some of the most amazing garbage put together as a film.
Yeah. Of any kind of cinema.
Yeah. So.
And I've seen like horrible cheesy B movies from like the 40s, 50s. Mm-hmm. And these are still way worse.
Oh, these are much, much worse. So.
Yeah.
The best one.
Okay.
You're going to want to check this out. It's called Christmas Mail. Mail.
Okay.
Okay. And it's about a guy who works at the post office.
Yes.
And a lady shows up from the Postmaster General to answer letters to Santa.
Okay.
And the boss of the post office
so far
is
you're
like...
hitting 3 things on the list of every Hallmark movie. Yeah.
The guy, the lead, his sister had a kid, and they died, and so he has
4 things on the list.
He has a daughter, like a stepdaughter, and she wants him to have a girlfriend. So she writes to Santa and asks for him to get a kiss. That's what the thing is. And then so then at the post office, the guy that runs the post office is like, "Hey, you need to like get close to her, date her or whatever to find out what her deal is because we don't trust her." And the guy was like, "I don't really want to do that." And then ends up meeting her. He's in a band, inexplicably. And so then there was a misunderstanding where she thinks he's married, and so then she doesn't go
7
away.
Things on the list.
7. We're getting there. At the end, he decides to. Oh, of course, there's a moment where the boss is there and is like, "Oh, you were only dating her to get close to her so you could work for me."
And then
she's like, "Oh no!" And then he leaves town to go on tour because he's gonna go with his music career again. And though he has a cell phone, and they just talked to him on the cell phone, they have to chase him down with a postal vehicle. And then, spoiler alert, if you don't want spoilers...
Oh, dang it.
If you don't want spoilers, plug your ears. But her dad is Santa.
Oh, 8 things on the list!
The movie literally ends with the main character going, "What?" That's the last line of the movie. Because he's like, "When am I going to meet your parents?" And she's like, "Oh, some things are better left for later." And he goes, "What?" And then that's the end of the movie. Christmas Mail. It's beautiful. Check it out.
Here are the 10 essential things. Now you're going to laugh. Here are the 10 essential things of every Hallmark Christmas movie. One of them, it usually stars a 90s actress.
Oh, yes. Candace Cameron Bure is
9 things on the list.
Yeah, that's... No, not the one that...
Okay.
Not this one. No, Candace Cameron Bure is in, like, all of them.
Almost all of them.
Yeah.
Or Melissa Joan Hart.
Yeah, they like her, too.
Yeah. A hot actor that you probably don't know, but then does become famous. Like, a lot of these Hallmark... It's a way for, like, actresses to still stay relevant after they've gone away.
Yep.
And up-and-coming men to get, like, their big debut.
Yeah.
So there's been some that have actually gone on, like George Stoltz in I'm Not Ready for Christmas. He went on to co-star in Mad Men, House of Cards, Switched at Birth. So he starred in a lot of things after that. A Town with a Dumb Name.
Yep.
So you have to have, like...
Christmas Falls.
Yes, Christmas, Garland, Alaska, Holly, Maryland,
Yes.
you know? Okay. A failing family business.
Oh, yes. There's always
a failing family business. Like, you have to come back and save the restaurant or save the apparel or
there's
save
always
the Christmas
somebody
tree lot.
that's the business person from
the
the
big city.
From the big city
They
that
have to
has
come
to
down
go to
and
the
help
small town.
Because small town people don't know how to run businesses. We
Right.
all know that.
And the person from the big city, they don't have time for Christmas. They don't have time.
They hate Christmas.
They hate Christmas. Bah humbug.
Yeah.
And then they meet someone, though, who changes their mind.
Yep.
And then they have to make that decision whether they're going to stay in the small town and the beautiful
and run
life,
the family business.
Run the family business,
Yeah.
or if they're going to
Slow
go
down
back
the
to
pace.
that corporate,
the grind.
corporate rat race.
Yep. A dead spouse.
Oh, yeah, dead spouse. Got to have one of those.
You listed dead spouse. A supernatural element that changes everything. Santa Claus,
Daddy.
angels, elves. There's so many different things that it's a grab bag, really, of supernatural elements. White people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you have to have white people. Sometimes they will have a black or a Hispanic best friend. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, even those people are white. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're usually a little bit lighter skinned. Yeah. So terrible babysitting skills. And by this that means they're a single parent that has a child, and the whole goal is to take the child to do something fun with this other person. Mm-hmm. And they end up basically just flirting as the child is drowning in a pool or ice skating and breaking a leg. The child's totally unattended while the two people flirt.
Yeah.
And then the last one is a personal family trauma. So if you want to convince people that Christmas is awesome, you need to find a character who hates Christmas. You talked about that.
Yep.
And typically it's because they were mourning a spouse that died before Christmas
Right.
or on Christmas, or something, or a grandparent or somebody died on Christmas. And then expect to see people getting dumped too during gift giving or Christmas, which also might be why they hate Christmas.
Yeah.
But then you have this person that turns around Christmas for them and turns around their entire life. But of course, it all starts with Christmas. So
that
those are the 10 essential things.
The Hallmark Christmas movies that you can they almost all have even the same names.
Yeah, they do pretty much. Yeah.
I'm looking Christmas. So let's Christmas movies.
Because I've struggled. I will scroll through the Hallmark channel and I'll be like, wasn't this one just on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look at what their 2019 Countdown to Christmas on the Hallmark channel.
Okay, what their lineup
let's
is?
take a look at the lineup here.
Okay.
So, we've got Christmas Wishes and Mistletoe Kisses.
Oh, and they usually rhyme.
Merry and Bright.
Yes.
Christmas Scavenger Hunt.
Oh.
Picture a Perfect Christmas. The Mistletoe Secret.
Yeah.
Christmas Under the Stars.
Yeah.
Right Before Christmas. That's R-I-T-E.
It's
Right
probably a
Before
letter
Christmas.
to Santa Christmas movie, too.
Christmas at Graceland, Christmas Town, Christmas in Rome, Christmas in Evergreen, Christmas at the Plaza, The Christmas Club. Ooh, this one's different. Check In to Christmas. That's I-N-N.
That's definitely a hotel-based
Yep.
romance. I bet the hotel is struggling, and she has to come back from the big city to save the family hotel. Yeah.
Christmas Duet, Cherished Memories, A Gift to Remember 2,
Yeah.
A Christmas Love Story, Christmas at Dollywood, A Hollywood Date,
yeah.
A Cheerful Christmas. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, Double Holiday, When Calls the Heart Christmas, and New Year, New Me.
Oh boy! Yeah,
So that's the
forget about
2019 lineup for Hallmark this year. Starting on October 26th, you can start with Christmas Wishes and Mistletoe Kisses. That's at 8 p.m. 7 Central on the Hallmark channel. That runs all the way through December 28th with New Year, New Me.
Yeah.
That's also at 8 p.m. 7 Central. So
Okay,
make sure you
perfect.
check those out.
And even if you don't get them right as they debut, they'll be replaying them throughout the season.
Oh,
So,
yes.
Yeah.
They'll also do a Christmas in July thing where they will spend an entire month on Christmas movies in the middle of the summer because they've got them and they paid for them. And
And they want to make sure that business succeeds, so that some big corporate person doesn't have to come down and save Hallmark because they don't know how to run their business.
You don't want to do that.
Oh my god! It's magical, literally magical. So there you go.
There was so I'm a big fan of My Brother and Me, the podcast.
Yeah.
They did a segment on there where Justin read 2 real descriptions and then made up one.
You had to guess which is the fake
They
one?
were trying to guess which one was the real, which
my
one was
God.
the fake Hallmark Christmas movie, and
That's
they
brilliant.
were not successful. It was hard. It was a challenging game.
They're so ridiculous, but so easy to write. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah,
could
totally.
I could easily write 3 Hallmark movies this afternoon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So good. So there you go. So enjoy your Hallmark movies. I believe, I'm not going to lie, I've watched a couple of them. that's how I know I was in a bad place. It was right after my divorce.
Okay.
And it was the first Christmas. I didn't have my kids. And we were divorced. And so I had the kids on Christmas Eve. He had them on Christmas Day. And it was the first holiday without your children. So you could cry, or you could watch Hallmark Christmas movies and then cry. So at least I had that. And then I was like, whew, this is what it is, right? This is what my life's become. I need to get my shit together. I do.
Do you want to play that quick game real quick? Do you want to play?
Okay, let's try.
Okay,
let's
real
give
quick.
it a try.
We'll just go through it. Okay. So I'll just read these. These are the three descriptions. Tell me which one of these is the fake one.
Okay.
So, switched at Christmas.
Ooh.
Just because they are identical does not mean these twins even like each other. Estranged twin sisters, both played by Candace Cameron Bure,
Yes.
get together for an obligatory pre-Christmas lunch a year after their mother's death. Both women are unhappy and frustrated with their own lives. Though not close, each is envious of the other's life. What's a twin to do but take advantage of this? And who would be the wiser? They do what any identical twins in need of new outlooks would do. They swap lives until Christmas Day, and by doing so, each woman discovers the true meaning of her life and gains a deeper perspective and appreciation for what she already had.
Okay, I have to say, I have seen that one. Just flipping through the channels, that's probably the only Hallmark movie I've seen in like 5 years, and I saw that one. I didn't watch the entire thing because I basically gave up after they switched.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because I was like, okay, I'm over this now. Her sister's a teacher, and she's a big corporate lawyer. And, yeah. So I know that one's legit because yeah.
Okay. So, well, you know that one is legit.
Okay.
Well, oops. All right. Well, what about...
Okay.
All right. What about... Hello? Come in. A Shoe Addict's Christmas. As Christmas approaches, Noelle, played by Candace Cameron Bure, is at a crossroads in her life when it seems that love, a connection with her father, and her dream career are out of reach. When she stays late at her job in a department store on a snowy Christmas Eve, she accidentally gets locked in after closing. She isn't too concerned about the prospect of spending the night in the store until a quirky woman appears out of nowhere in the shoe department and tells Noelle that she's her guardian angel. Soon, Noelle finds herself revisiting Christmas's past, present, and future as she must work with her new neighbor, a handsome Christmas-loving firefighter, to plan the annual Christmas charity gala.
There's always if it's not a failing business, it's a failing event. You have to help. You got to hold it out. Yeah.
Will visiting the holidays of yesterday and tomorrow help Noelle take chances and discover the true spirit of Christmas? Okay.
Because we also know that small towns apparently don't know how to plan galas either.
No.
They're so silly.
Hicks. All those
They're
hicks.
so silly. Yeah.
All right, last one. So it's either that one or this one is fake.
Okay.
A tailor-made Christmas. New York fashion designer Grace Preston, played by Candace Cameron Bure, isn't thrilled about spending the holidays in her tiny hometown of Charity Falls, Wisconsin. But when the dress for her stepsister Anna's Christmas Eve wedding is lost in shipping, Grace is guilted into crafting a last-minute replacement by their overbearing mother. Grace is making the best of a bad situation until she meets the best man at the pre-wedding luncheon and learns it's none other than her high school boyfriend, Brad Phillips.
Oh yeah, you should normally get reunited with the high school boyfriend, too. Yeah.
After a college football injury ended his dreams of going pro, Brad turned his attention to Tailor Made, a charity that provides handcrafted business attire to homeless men and women heading to job interviews. Brad is kind, caring, and intelligent, but he's also put down roots in Charity Falls. As Christmas Eve approaches, Grace must choose between a life with Brad and following her dreams in the fashion industry.
I'm going to say the fake one of the three is number 2.
The one about the... what was that one?
No, the firefighter seems legit. I'm going to go with number 3.
Trapped in the...
Charity Falls.
Charity Falls.
Is
the
fake.
One
is false.
You are correct.
Yes! Only because I kind of know how people are, and I feel like they put in Charity Falls too many times to emphasis that it
was a weird
that
name.
it is a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I feel like
right.
that's it.
Well, you win the game.
Yay. Yay me. Yay me. Speaking of games, we have a game break coming up next, right?
We'll talk about praise next.
Okay, and if there's a song you want to hear, you can message me on Facebook or message URL Radio on Facebook, or you can email me, Stacy, at urlradio.net.